The AIDS epidemic is the single biggest crisis in human history. Even though it no longer grabs the attention of people as it used to, it continues to be the single biggest health crisis in the world, especially for children and women. In 2004, a colleague, my husband and I quit our jobs and formed the Power of Love Foundation with a simple belief that we could create a formula to prevent the spread of HIV from mother to child and care for HIV-positive children for pennies per day. The program has grown organically since then. We have added a women's empowerment and a malaria prevention program so that we can make a long-term sustainable impact on the community. Our mission is to turn back the tide of the global AIDS epidemic through innovative community responses that increase the effectiveness of prevention and care efforts. We have a strong formula that we have developed over the years that lets us achieve our goals for pennies per day. Our objective now is to raise the funds and awareness needed to expand the program to 5 additional communities in Zambia in the next 3 years. We are seeking $1 million of seed funding and $250,000 per year to cover operating costs for the next 5 years to reach 1,000 children in 5 communities in Zambia. There are 3 elements of the program that have been critical to our success. These are based on our belief that the most sustainable solution to this problem lies within the community itself, and we, as outsiders, are not the long-term answer. First is our caregiver training program. Once a child is enrolled in our pediatric HIV/AIDS care program, we provide the child's primary caregiver with extensive training in caring for the child to ensure that maximum care happens at home and quickly. The second is our network of community health workers and nurses who back up the family caregivers and provide more critical care. The third is our microloans program that provides startup funding and business training to women caregivers. We do extensive and continuous training. We manage costs very tightly. We are focused on ensuring that the Zambian community owns responsibility for prevention and care, and so we have a planned exit strategy for every program when we as an American foundation can leave. Our HIV/AIDS pediatric care, microloans, and malaria prevention programs are completely integrated so that a family is supported in several ways. We have learned that you have to target all aspects in order to create a cost-effective, long-term solution. This enables the women to take care of their HIV-positive children and use earnings from her business to put food on the table, keep the children in school, and take the first steps towards self-reliance. In addition to food, medicines, and healthcare checkups, we provide psychosocial counseling, education in prevention of HIV, training to caregivers, adherence monitoring, microloans, business training, and mosquito bed nets. We measure success in terms of the health and well-being of the family and their ability to take care of themselves. In particular, we are proud that survival rates for children are around 95%, and we are seeing an improvement in their health measured by their weight gain and increase in CD4 counts. In our loans program, repayment rates are in the range of 90 to 92%, extraordinary given the difficult circumstances of our loan grantees. More importantly, the women are on the path to self-reliance and become role models in a relatively short span of time. Lastly, our malaria prevention program has reduced the incidence of malaria, and school attendance has gone up due to improved health of our children. We do not emphasize enough that our organization is 100% volunteer-based and 100% of donations from private donors go towards programs. Also, it is the policy of the founders that they will not increase the number of beneficiaries at the cost of compromising the quality of services provided to women and children. For example, we believe that training in HIV care provided to caregivers is one of the reasons most of our children are stable in health, even though it drives up program costs. Similarly, the continuous support provided to women in our loans program drives up non-loan administrative costs costs that are more difficult to find donors for. One of our major achievements is the change in the attitude and behavior of the families who have been in our program for a few months. It's amazing to see women transform themselves from a state of poverty and helplessness to taking the first steps towards self-reliance. The families in our program know how to take care of their children, understand the importance of keeping them in school, start savings bank accounts, and have a plan for their future. In fact, they become role models for others in the community and encourage them to start a small business to take charge of their own lives. One of the challenges is our size. We are a small organization with no paid staff, and I work out of my home office to keep overheads to a minimum. This discourages large funders who would like to partner with an organization with a certain minimum infrastructure and employees. Another challenge is that compared to other organizations, our program costs in terms of per child served or per loan provided seem higher. This is because the impact of many services we provide can be seen only after a few years or after the funding cycle is completed. In the community of Matero where we work, there are approximately 5,000 HIV-positive children who need the continuous quality care that can be provided by our program. With additional resources, we would like to add 1,000 children to our pediatric HIV care program, provide loans and business training to women, and malaria bed nets to families of all the 5,000 children. Also, we would like to launch a similar program in 5 communities in Zambia with a high prevalence of HIV/AIDS. We would like to partner and work with leading universities to engage local talent and come up with more workable solutions. I strongly believe that we have not accessed the full potential of the expertise and resources available to us in Zambia. For example, we would like to partner with the University of Zambia, the Copperbelt University, and research organizations to increase our area of service and depth of impact.